right, Chris?
Yeah,
Okay,
a little bit.
Hey, you guys, your lead was down to like 6 points with just a little over 8 minutes to play. How did you like the way you guys responded?
I liked it. We won. You know, we got stops when we needed to. Got some big rebounds, and we got the stops when we needed to. And that was good for us.
Chris, with such a tight Western Conference race, how daunting is it having Jamal out for an uncertain amount of time?
It's tough. It's tough. Maul's a huge part of this team. We need him. But guys have been stepping up. You know, I tell Maul all the time we don't need him in the postseason more than we need him right now. But he's doing everything he can to get back on the court.
Chris, you said you're not really paying attention to the standings that much. You're much more concerned about how you guys are playing. Is this the kind of game you want to see before you're making this March kind of to April?
Yeah, we responded well. You know, Coach laid into us this morning to shoot around about the last time that we played this team and how they just pretty much punked us. You know, so it was a good win for us. Got a tough New Orleans team coming in here on Sunday, and we need them.
Chris, you go way back with JJ as far as playing against him, playing with him. Mm-hmm. Is this the best basketball you've ever seen him play over the last month or so?
I guess. They asked me that yesterday. So I played against him in college when he was at Duke, dropping 34 every night. So I don't know. You got to ask him. I got the ultimate confidence in JJ. Like the way he prepares for the game, the way he shoots the ball and stuff like that. I get pretty mad at him when he misses, you know, because he's not supposed to. You know, I think that shows the trust that we have in him, and it's been lights out.
CP, you've had back-to-back 30-point games now, and it seemed like tonight, every time they made a run, you'd hit a big three to kind of put an end to that. JJ, you too. Can you just talk about?
I hit a big three. JJ might hit.
Well, you hit one too. Can you just talk about? Are you being more aggressive these past 2 games?
Just trying to pick my spots. It was a couple times tonight actually where JJ told me I should have shot the ball, you know, and I tried to get it to him. You know, when teams are back in the ball screen, they're giving me that elbow jump shot. I got to take it.
Chris, you guys played for so long without Blake. Have there been things that you guys have been able to incorporate that were working without him, that you've been able to kind of fold in now that he's back? And or has it just been like how it was before he got hurt?
Somewhat. You know, Blake's still working back, and I think, as we said last time, like, we have so much confidence in him that we forget that he's been out. You know what I mean? And Blake is just unbelievable because he keeps the ball moving. You know, the ball doesn't stick, and it's great. It's great having him back because he's so unselfish in the way he passes the ball is what we were missing.
Chris, all season long, the coaches were telling you to be more aggressive offensively. It seems like when Blake was out, you really started doing that. I mean, even more than you had, and you're continuing it now. Is that something that you sort of gained while he was out?
Somewhat. You know, me and JJ were obviously having to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, and now that Blake's back, he's the guy who's telling us to be more aggressive. You know, and I think that opens it up for everybody. If I'm aggressive, you know, that's going to open it up for JJ. It's going to open it up for Blake, and we're really playing like a team.
JJ, I asked Chris if he.
Game, Dubs. Thank you too, Dubs.
I asked Chris if he thought if this was the best basketball he's ever seen you play. And statistically speaking, this is your best stretch as a pro. When you're out there, does it feel like this is the best basketball you've played since coming in the NBA?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it definitely is a good stretch for me. I think, with the exception of my second year in the league, I've improved every year that I've been in the league, and so each year I think I say to myself, "Oh, I'm playing the best that I've played," and thankfully this year's no exception. I feel that way, yeah, but it's year to year.
JJ, how much has your health this season played a part in that?
It's played a big part. You know, the fact that I don't know, I missed 4 games maybe, something like that. Okay, so you know, last year I felt like it was a great situation, and that was part of the frustration. It was just such a good group. I enjoyed playing. You know, I played well when I was healthy, but not being out there, I wasn't able to really take full advantage of the situation. And I feel like I've been able to do that this year.
JJ, you set the Clippers single-season record for 3-pointers made. Is that a pretty cool feat to be able to say?
There's no question. I mean, anytime you hold any franchise record that's a positive, not like a turnover record, but a positive record, it's awesome. You know, the fact that it was Jamal is cool too. Him and I have struck up a great friendship, and it just also shows. It's funny because my wife sent me a screenshot after the game of like the top 3 seasons, and they've all been in the last like 3 or 4 years, and so it shows you the Clippers haven't had a great history, and so we're kind of writing that history right now. This group is, and that's a pretty cool thing to be a part of.
Hey, you touched on this, but you've improved basically every year after your second season. What do you do going into the off season? Is there a part of your game that you look to improve upon? I mean, take us through that, I guess, process.
Yeah, I mean, I pay attention to advanced stats, and I pay attention to you know, shot charts, and I try to figure out if I can't get to my strengths, you know, what are teams forcing me to do, and how do I improve on those weaknesses. So each year I kind of work on a little, maybe 1 or 2 things that just incrementally, if I can get those better, it'll add a little bit offensively to my game. And then the other thing, I mean, really just the amount of time I'm in the gym. You know, I know every player says that, but like you know, once I start my basketball workouts in July, it's every day except Saturday. So I'm in there, and you know, my shooting percentages each year have reflected that I've put the time in.
With Blake being out for so long and Jamal being out now, have you felt like the team has needed you in a new way during this stretch?
Anytime there's guys out, there's an onus on other people to step up and take on a little bit more of responsibility. You know, we've kind of talked a lot about this over the last few weeks. When scorers get out, like somebody's got to use those possessions, and you know, it's funny. I don't feel like I'm playing any differently now that Blake's back. I mean, look at this. You know, Blake took 19 shots tonight. You know, it's we run such good stuff, and our offense is so good. Our spacing's good. Our ball movement's good. You know, night to night, it can be anybody getting 15 to 20 shots.
Blake,
See you later.
you haven't had to do this as a pro to kind of work yourself back in mid-season or during season after an extended absence. What has this been difficult for you to kind of find where your spots are again, and trying to figure out how you can kind of add to what worked when you weren't playing?
I wouldn't say, you know, a lot of guys do this every year, and I wouldn't say super difficult as far as finding the spots. You know, we run such great sets, and you know, like JJ puts pressure on teams, CP puts pressure on teams, DJ does. You know, when Matt's really healthy, he does too, Jamal. So, you know, your spots are still there. It's just about, you know, having that confidence in that rhythm, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the bigger challenge, the rhythm stuff, the ball
so.
handling and tight spaces.
Yeah, just like not rushing things. I think when you come back like that, I think, you know, or I always tend to like try to rush things instead of just slowing down and playing and not making those stupid, you know, mistakes.
Blake, you took some pretty big hits out there tonight against a pretty big Wizards front line, but you still managed to keep your cool out there. What did you do in the game tonight to kind of, I guess, keep your zen, I guess, amidst all that contact?
You know, I don't think any of them were like malicious or anything like that. So that's just kind of a read when you know, you don't think anything was, you know, meant to be done in a harmful way. I mean, there's no reason to really react. They're a physical group, but we are too. So you know, you just gotta take hits and then keep going and show that you can take hits. I didn't do a great job at the free throw line of showing that, but you know, as long as you get back up and keep going, you know, you wear people down.
Blake, is it encouraging that you said you're still finding your rhythm, you're still kind of getting your strength back in your arm, and yet you had 4 double-doubles to start out with. I think you had 22 points tonight. To see that the results are still there as you're working your way back, how encouraging is that?
You know, stats sometimes can be a little fickle and not tell the whole story. But you know, I guess the best part is being 3-1. Whatever. It's not that important. No, I mean the wins. You know, winning games, especially this time of year, and you only have a handful of games left. I think that's most important. But you know, I have to be. I can be better. So you know, it's great that we're winning games while I'm getting back into it.
Blake, I think, I mean, if this is even possible, you had like a quiet 22, 6, and 5 tonight with CP going for 30 and 15, and DeAndre with 23 boards, and JJ shooting the lights out. Is this kind of everybody knowing their role and doing it well, what you guys need to win, and do you feel comfortable where you're at in that?
Yeah, I mean, when those guys are playing like that, it's tough to guard. I mean, you just share the load, and defensively, DJ's doing a great job rebounding, like you said. JJ's hitting everything, and just putting pressure on team. CP's doing it everywhere. So yeah, just you got to find your role, and when everybody's playing like that, you don't want to step on people's toes, but you want to add on to that. So yeah, definitely happy with how they're playing.
Blake, 2 questions. After the last home game, you said your strength was at 60%. What would you estimate it's at now? And
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would say now. It felt really good this morning to shoot around, and then not so great tonight. So I'm sure it'll kind of be up and down, but it's just one of those things.
And just how's the elbow feeling?
A little sore today, but like I just said, it'll have its ups and downs, and as long as I steadily making improvements and keep getting back to 100%, then I'll be all right.
So like 64%? No. No. Earlier in this year, it seemed like you were maybe preserving yourself and not, if there was an opportunity to maybe explode towards the basket, that maybe you weren't always looking for it. Do you feel like now you've kind of let go of any of that stuff, or was that even a thing before? Kind of like maybe holding back, trying to go more long haul with your year.
I mean, that wasn't really a thing in my mind, to be honest. So if that's what it looked like, it wasn't on purpose. Just it's a long season, really long season, and trying to preserve your body, but also make the right plays, things like that. I wouldn't say that I was just like, all right, screw it, I'm gonna go try to run over everybody. It's just kind of, I think I need to be aggressive at times, and sometimes I need to facilitate. And like I said, I don't have that perfect formula of how to do every play right, but that's what I'm working towards.
So it's not like there's 15 games left, it's time to play more urgently. No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah,
I mean, in your mind, does the mindset shift?
Yeah, I mean, as far as playing urgently, like playing with a sense of urgency, yeah, absolutely. But that doesn't necessarily translate to me going for a dunk.
Sure.
More often than not, it's just playing with a good sense of urgency and having that rhythm going into the playoffs.
All right, thanks, guys.